Conquerpreneurs, it's me again, as Coach Seneca Williams. You know me, and some of you don't know me. I am the entrepreneur therapist and coach, and I support women entrepreneurs to break through their business anxiety, beat business burnout, and align their lifestyles with the businesses that they desire. So this is the Building Mental Wealth Lunchtime live stream series, and I am talking to you entrepreneurs on how to recognize, do you have business anxiety? Do you have business burnout? Is your life in alignment with your business or not? Welcome, those of you who have joined in. So if you have never been here before, I like to know who's on the call, who's on this chat with me. I like to be interactive. So go ahead and put in your business, and you can put in your link so someone can follow you. You never know where you might get your next sale. It could be in the comments. All right. So we're talking about business anxiety today. And I decided to go a little different route today and share a story. We're going to do story time. So welcome my cruising fam, Chef Lamar. I think I saw Camila on here. Welcome you guys. Go ahead and type in your business and your handle. You never know, you might get your next sale. So what is business anxiety? So I have to give a disclaimer first of all. And the disclaimer is business anxiety is not a medical or clinical diagnosis. I know that because I'm a licensed therapist and I diagnose and treat people. But as a coach, I've identified certain things that come up with entrepreneurs. So what does that mean? That means that it's not necessarily a clinical diagnosis that's affecting your mental health so much, but it is affecting your mental wealth. So when I talk about business anxiety or mental wealth in the Conquer Network, under the hat of a coach, I am not diagnosing a condition. So that is the disclaimer. Don't go out there thinking that, oh my God, I have business anxiety and let me contact this therapist because they're going to start investigating. Hello, welcome. If you're just coming on, go ahead and put in your business and your handle. What you do, you might get a new follower. So now that we're done with that disclaimer that yes, I'm a therapist, but I am not diagnosing and I am not treating. I am just talking about things that I've noticed in my years of working with entrepreneurs as a therapist and coach. And one of those things is business anxiety. So like I said, story time. Let's think. Year was, I don't know if you watched the Golden Girls, but I think the year was like 2015, 16. And I had this amazing idea to start an online business. And at that time, I didn't know anything about online businesses. I didn't know anything about how do you put it together? How do you promote? How do you market? How do you do all these things? I just knew that I had an idea. And it was a really good idea, and I wanted to help people. My idea was I'm going to go out there and coach people on how to love Mondays. That was the thing. It was love Mondays because I've had so many jobs in my career and I didn't like Mondays. Mondays would make me feel anxious. I would get the Sunday scaries. I wouldn't want to go into work. I would notice I get an upset stomach and all these things were going on with me. So I wanted to help people to love Mondays, to feel good about what they were doing with their life, to feel good about their livelihood and all these things, and, be happy and successful. So I had these ideas and I figure I'm going to bring on a partner to help me implement my ideas. And the partner that I picked was someone that was amazing at her job. She was always employee of the month. She was getting all kinds of accolades, recommendations, getting awards, all this stuff, all this recognition because she was so bomb at what she did at her job. And I was thinking, well, if she can do that for her job and she's always on top of stuff and she's so great, then I need to be partnered with her because she is going to help me get this business to the next level. We're going to make all this money. It's going to be great. And tell me, have you ever thought about when you started your business, how excited you were at that moment that you were like, yes, I'm going to go do this? How excited were you? If you were like a brand new entrepreneur and you can remember that feeling, that excitement, I want you to type a 1 in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, you can type a 1 as well. You probably were thinking and visualizing and dreaming about all the possibilities for you. You probably were thinking of free time. I won't have a boss anymore. I'm going to make all this money. You were thinking all these amazing things for your life and your business. Maybe you were thinking to yourself, it wasn't about the money. You were just thinking, I'm going to spend more time with my family, or I'm going to have time to even make a family. If you're a single woman, I'm going to have time to date. I'm going to have time to meet my Mr. Right. You were just dreaming about all the possibilities that will come from starting your business. And it's exciting. But that other flip side to that is what? What is the flip side to the excitement? And some of you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The reality hits that, wait, I never did this before. What am I about to do right now? How am I going to do this? And that other feeling comes up. And that feeling is usually anxiety. Some people don't know how to define it or name it, and they're not sure what it is, but they notice that they feel scared. They feel nervous. They don't actually do the thing. They plan to do it, but they don't do it. They delay it. They push it back. They avoid it. And people don't realize that's anxiety. So what I tell people is make room for both feelings. It's okay to have both feelings. It's okay to be excited and it's okay to be anxious, but focus more on the excitement. Excitement is like a stifled anxiety. And the only way through the anxiety is to actually do things. So back to the story. Hired this person to implement my ideas. Super excited. I'm excited. They're excited. We're both excited. We're going to get this business on and popping, and everything is going to be great. We're living our purpose, leaving our legacy. So I'm working on the back end of things. I'm paying for the systems that the people say I need, because I had coaches. So the coaches are saying, you need to get these systems. You need to buy this. You need to buy that to make sure that you have, ways to bring in new clients, to have, scheduling and all that stuff, right? You have to pay for certain systems. I'm doing that. I'm going to the coaching courses. I paid for programs to invest in myself and invest in this business. And all my partner has to do is implement. I was doing all the learning, all the buying, all the back end stuff. All my partner has to do is implement. All my partner has to do is, once I create the system, then she has to go out there and do the lives. She has to make introductions. She has to network. She has to actually talk to clients. If a client emails or calls, all she had to do was do the sales call, the clarity call, the discovery call. You know about those. You probably heard of them. Basically, she just had to do the work. She just had to do the work. And it was like, okay, she should be able to do this because she did it for her job. She was employee of the month all the time. So I'm doing what I'm doing. My head is down, working. And every now and then I'm like, hey, what's up, girl? How'd it go? Are you doing the lives? And she'd be like, no, I'm not doing the lives. And I'm like, well, okay. Well, did you talk to any new clients? No, I didn't talk to any new clients. Okay, well, what's going on? I don't know where to find clients, and I don't know what to talk about and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, it's still new. So let's try going to some networking conferences, some business conferences, and meet people. And we would get there, and, we would try to work the room. And at the end, I would be like, so how many business cards did you get? How many people did you talk to? Did you tell them about the business? Did you tell them about what we're selling? And she'd be like, oh, no, girl, I talked to one person and we were talking for like 30 minutes and they told me they shop at BJ's and, there was a sale. And I was like confused. I'm like, you were talking about BJ's and sales, and did you talk about our business? Did you tell them what we do? Did you tell them what we're selling, or, what services we offer, or the value, or anything at all? No, I didn't even get around to that. And then, did you taste the chicken wings? They had some bomb chicken wings. Those were good. And I'm like, I like food too. I do love food. I don't know about you. I'm a foodie. I love food, but you didn't talk about the business. No, girl, I'm sorry. Next time. So months are going by. Months are going by and I am investing month after month in systems, month after month in coaching programs, month after month in consultation calls. I am putting in money into this business. Money is going out. If you don't hear what I'm saying, money is going out, but money is not coming in. So now we have a problem. What happens in a business when money is going out and it is not coming in? Nothing's coming in at all. You're going to have a big problem, a huge problem. You got a money problem. But let's talk about why we had a money problem. We had a money problem because we had a different problem. So at this point, you're listening to what I'm saying about my partner and you're hearing what's going on. If you had a business partner that said that they could do all this stuff and then they're not implementing, they're not showing up, and you realize you're putting money out and not bringing money in, what is your next step? Now, there's no right or wrong. So I said, right? Like, girl, what? Yeah, girl, yeah. What would be your next step with this partner? And like I said, there's no right or wrong answer, but what is your next conversation with this partner? Because now you realize we are working separately and it's almost like homegirl is sabotaging your business. She's sabotaging your business because nothing is happening right now. Money is not coming in. You're not getting clients. It's almost like someone came into your business and stole from you. They're stealing from you, right? Because the thing is, it would be like, okay, well, I just need some more money to go do this other thing, or I just need some more money to, do this, and then I can implement. And it was always another story. So I got rid of both of them. I got rid of both of them. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell you something. I had a conversation. I was like, before I get rid of you, well, first, there was words like, okay, you're messing my money up. What's going on? Whatever. And then we had a conversation and I was like, okay, I'm sorry I vented. I just had to. I really want this to work. I really want this business to get going. But what is stopping you? And then she tells me, well, anytime it's time to talk about my business, talk about what we're doing, I feel nervous. My heart is beating. So when we went to the networking event, my heart was beating really fast. And it was almost like I could not speak. I could not tell them about the business. I could not share the business card. So I was thinking I would just go back home and just create another flyer or just create another post or something. And that would help us. And I was like, okay, so you were scared. Your heart was beating fast and your stomach was upset. You were nervous. Okay. I was like, okay, but what about sending emails out? Like that doesn't require you to talk. You could send emails to people and say, hey, we're in business. This is what's going on. You could do that. Yeah, but I don't know what to say. I don't know how it's going to come across. I don't want to feel like I'm bothering people. I don't want to bother people. You know how salespeople are. They're all salesy and they bother you. And I didn't want to do that. And I was like, okay, so you don't want to feel salesy. You don't want to bother people. So it stopped you from emailing people and DMing and messaging and all of that. Okay. All right. But when I tried to offer you help and support, you always were busy. I saw you. You told me you didn't have time, but you were always busy. I saw you go to that party. I saw you going to brunch with your girls. I saw you go on that date. I saw you do all this stuff and you told me you didn't have time. You always were busy. You always, something was going on and there was always a delay. I know. I'm like disorganized and stuff. I need to get it together, girl. I need a routine. I need all this. Okay. So we had a conversation. So from this conversation, can you tell where I'm going with things? We didn't have a money problem. We had a mindset problem. That was the mindset problem. Business anxiety. Like I said, business anxiety isn't a clinical diagnosis, but it's something that I've recognized that people experience when they're starting businesses. They're super excited, all the possibilities, but then they are also anxious. I call it excitement, right? Like you're anxious and excited. I'm so excited. A-N-X, excited. And it's okay to have both emotions, but you need to focus in on what's going on with you and tap into the thoughts and the feelings. And that's what I did in that conversation with her. Here's the thing. That conversation that I had with her, that her was really me. That was me, y'all. That business partner was me. Really and truly, it was me. So I don't know if you figured that out as I was telling the story or not, but it was me. I really was the employee of the month all the time. I really was getting accolades at my jobs. I really was getting all these things going on. However, when it came time for business, I figured the same stuff that I did as an employee was readily transferable as an entrepreneur. And it's not so, because when you have a job, your job is telling you what to do. Your supervisor is making sure things are going right. There are guidelines on everything. There's a blueprint. There's a map. So it's easy. And if you think about it, we're conditioned that way from childhood. When we go to school, our teachers tell us what to do. Follow this syllabus, follow this grid, and you will get an A. Just do this, and this is the result and the outcome. When you get a job, especially if you have like one of those structured jobs, like, and this is not knocking jobs, because you got to have a 9 to 5. You got to make your money. Your money from your job is your investor in your business and your lifestyle. But when you have a job, especially certain kinds of jobs, they give you the whole outline and they're like, this is what you do. This is how you do it. As long as you do this, this is the expected outcome. So this is where people get shaken up and the business anxiety sets in. You may not have anxiety in your personal life. You may not have anxiety in, relationships. You may not have anxiety anywhere else. So you're thinking I'm good until you start that business. So XD Therapist, welcome. You said following the rules doesn't always work. Yeah, it's so weird when you start a business because you're thinking like, okay, well, Carol did this. Kim did that. Sharon did this. So I'm going to do exactly what they're doing. I'm going to post exactly the way they're posting and I'm going to get money. However, right? Yes, you can follow coaches. You can follow things through, but you have to know, one, what is your business? Your business. You have to, two, know you. If you don't know you, you might need to take some time to get to know you before you start off in the business world. You really have to know you. You have to know your values. You have to know your mission, your vision, your intentions. You have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. You really have to know yourself when you get started. And those were things that I didn't do when I started out in business. I didn't do my personal development and I didn't think it was valuable. I thought if I invest in the business and do all these things that other people are doing, that's what's going to work for me. Really and truly, the personal development is the foundation. That's the foundation. Yes, the internal work is major. That's the foundation to stuff. So I had to tap into my self-worth. I am worthy. I am worthy. It is so funny. When I first started out, I would try to tell people how much my prices were, and I would find myself almost like a short wire in my brain, like I don't know. I know what I wanted to say, but it was like a short wire. And even now, till this day, when I work with new entrepreneurs or not even new entrepreneurs, sometimes people come to me, they've been in business for a while, but they really are just making it. And they want to raise their prices, but they don't know how to say that number. So they don't know how to say, my package is $1,500 and let it just roll off their tongue. Like, that is hard. When you were used to making $20 an hour and now you're about to tell somebody it's $1,500. That's my price. Like, you're going to be like, like, are they really going to give me that money? Is it really going to happen? Am I worth it? Am I really going to show up? are they going to think this is not good enough? All that imposter syndrome chatter, which is really anxiety, by another name. Someone said here, yes, I had to really get to know me before my business got better and I actually love them. Yes. You really do. You have to know yourself. You have to know where you're tripping up and why you're tripping up. Maybe you grew up in a family that didn't acknowledge entrepreneurship and they thought entrepreneurship is not good and you should just get a solid job and stick to it. And understand when people are saying that, they're not all haters. I see people, but they hating on me. People will give you information, advice based on their experiences, based on their knowledge, and based on their fears. Maybe they tried something and it didn't work out, so now they're projecting that on you. So don't get caught up in that personal stuff. That's a whole nother live. Friends and family not supporting you. That's a whole nother live. If you want a live on that, do type that in, and I'll do that if it's something that people want to talk about. I actually haters. I mean, there are haters. There are actually haters, but most times it's not haters. They don't know any better. They don't know what entrepreneurship is or what it takes. I've had so many people tell me, girl, you want to be an online therapist? What is an online therapist? How does that work? Can you do that? And this is back in 2015. This is back in 2015. They didn't know about entrepreneurship, and they definitely didn't know about doing some online therapy. And I was like, as a therapist, I don't actually have to touch people. So I think I'll be all right. Coaches are online doing coaching, so I can do that. So the story that I shared was a little bit about the two parts of me. There was the part of me that was excited about being an entrepreneur, and I knew how to get stuff done. But the other part of me, the partner that y'all said I should have fired, I actually did fire her. I cursed her out so bad. And I was like, listen, I am not going back to a 9-to-5. I do not want to. And I have many reasons for that. I never found a 9-to-5 where I was able to be myself and show up the way I wanted to show up and produce the way. I just never found the 9-to-5. I never found it. And I also am a single mom. And as a single mom, I don't have the supports of having a dad around and like the whole network of people. So I needed to be the one that's available to take her to school in the morning, to pick her up in the afternoon, for the half a days, for the sick days when she's sick. And I had worked into entrepreneurship. I had worked as an independent contractor. So I had a taste of entrepreneurship. I made my own hours and my own schedule. And I was like, I can only work in this capacity so that I can be the best single mom, so I can show up for all the school plays and stuff. So there are reasons why sometimes people will say, a 9-to-5 is not for them. But like I said, I am not knocking the 9-to-5. So my cruising fam said, two parts of you. That's deep and so true. Yeah, there were two sides of me, and they were like in a tug of war, battling each other. And when I sat down and I talked to that other side of me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to put you on probation for a bit. You need to sit down, because I really did curse her out, y'all. I'm a Christian, but I curse sometimes. And I cursed her out. And I was like, you are not messing this up for me. Okay? Like, you are not going to mess this up for me. I was like, do whatever you need to do and get it together and then come back. And I did the work. I also am a therapist that goes to therapy. If you go to a therapist that is like anti-therapy, then something's wrong. I went to therapy. Because I was going through a lot of stuff from my childhood. Yes, the 9-to-5 is just silent investor in your business. Absolutely. If you are talking to a coach and they're telling you, quit your job and pursue your dreams, I'm going to be like, you need to run. Because you need to support yourself. You got to eat. You got to pay your bills. How are you going to run a business homeless? And that's something else. I know people are posting like, yeah, I was homeless and stuff. Everybody got a different situation. You do not have to be the rags to riches, homeless to whatever story. So yeah, keep your 9-to-5 and then match your income before you leave. You need to see income coming in. So the two sides of me, they had to come together in agreement. Once I did my therapy and realized that a lot of stuff from my childhood, like being told I was worthless, being told I would never amount to nothing, being told that I wasn't smart enough to go to a 4-year university. Yes, y'all, they told me that. They were like, yeah, you probably should just get like an associate's degree and go to a 2-year school. And I was like, what? And this is why the importance of what we tell our children matters. All that stuff was operating in my subconscious in the back room, all of that stuff. So let me tell you, I did that work on myself. I got coached on the things that I didn't know. I got coached on how do you talk to clients? How do you have a niche? So now when I got back, right, with my partner was like, well, I didn't even really know what we were talking about. Who are we selling to? And this is why it's important to have a niche. Who are you talking to? I know now when, as a therapist and a coach, that I am talking to women entrepreneurs. It doesn't mean that I discriminate and I don't talk to men. And trust, men show up. I have worked with men. I actually have on my feed a testimonial from one of the men that I've worked with. So I work with men, but it wasn't until I niche to women entrepreneurs, women careerpreneurs. Careerpreneurs are those women who like to climb the corporate ladder and they treat their career like a business. They treat themselves like the business. It wasn't until I did that I started getting invited for speaking engagements. Paid speaking engagements. It wasn't until that point that people were actually reaching out to me, DMing me and reaching out to me. How can I work with you? I need help with my mindset. I want to make more money, but my mindset is not helping me. My mindset is hating on me and sabotaging me. It wasn't until I had the niche that I had the confidence to show up and talk to people. So do you see what I'm talking about with mindset? Mindset will help you create clarity. It will help you create clarity. From that clarity, you will have confidence. From that confidence, you can then have consistency. You can't be consistent with inconsistent messages. Okay? So I'm going to repeat that. You can't be consistent with inconsistent messages. It's going to be like a scramble, and people are confused and they don't understand. And then once you are consistent, you have clarity, you have a clear message, and you're consistent, then people know you're the person to go to. So then you start getting referrals. And then when you start going live, doing videos, doing all these things, then people start reaching out to you. 2020, I did not promote myself on any platform. I actually went ghost on social media. So for some of you, this is brand new. Y'all are just meeting me. Y'all are just finding out who I am. You can also follow me on Ask Coach Sen. That's my other IG handle as a therapist. And the Conquer Network was a community that I wanted to create so that women entrepreneurs didn't have to do this alone. They didn't want to be in business environments where they felt like, I can't talk about my anxiety. I can't talk about the fact that I'm going through a divorce. I can't talk about the fact that right now I'm a single mom and I'm really trying, because they felt insecure about sharing those things. And some coaches are good, really good at helping people with their mindset and really good at understanding mental health, mental wealth. And some coaches are not, because a coach is not trained in mental health. They did not go to school. Even if they took Psychology 101 or whatever, they didn't go to extensive training on therapy and behavior and things like that. So they may not have room for that. And then you feel isolated and alone. So I'm going to finish this up because I didn't want these to be too long. I was trying to keep them to 20 minutes. We are going to 30 minutes right now, but hopefully this was useful for you. If this was useful for you, you got some information or anything like that, type a 2 in the chat. Thank you for those who are here for the first time. Now, what can you do next? What can you do next is connect with me in the network. The Conquer Lounge is a free group. Like they have Facebook groups are free or LinkedIn groups are free. I house my free group in the Conquer Network. And you can join that by going to the bio. You can go to my bio and you can go into the link tree, and there's a link for you to pull up a seat to the Conquer Lounge. What happens in the Conquer Lounge is you'll get information on free pop-up webinars. You'll get information on these lives that I'm doing, these live streams, and our monthly sister circle. We had an amazing monthly sister circle in May, and the monthly sister circle is for entrepreneurs, giving us a space to relax, relate, and release, and really talk about what's going on internally. You can't have a great business if the entrepreneur, are not doing well physically, mentally, emotionally, lifestyle. Like, you can't be like running this business when you're all broken down and sad and depressed and anxious. It's going to be really hard, and you need that supportive environment. So do go ahead and go into the bio, into the link tree, and I would love to have you in the network. Come in, say hello. You'll get information on all the things that are coming up. All right. It was good to see you all, Conquerpreneurs. Have a wonderful Friday and an amazing weekend. And don't let don't let that person inside of you sabotage you anymore. Okay. All right. Take care. Peace and blessings. Conquer your best.